This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
It's because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I think that's taking it to another level.
Yeah. Log on and join our live conversation.
He said this as we were coming on TV.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Thursday, June 6th. We are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about. Right now, I'm here with Erica and Brandon. Both of you guys are here.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm Jeff.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get to it. Tonight, Brad Pitt is firing back at a group of Boston men who are planning, get this, a straight pride parade. The group called Super Happy Fun America is using Brad as their mascot online. It reads, "Congrats to Mr. Pitt for being the face of this important civil rights movement." TMZ reports Brad's team has reached out to the site demanding they stop using his name and likeness and threaten further action. So what is this parade all about? The website says straight people are an oppressed majority. Did you hear that? The group is getting a lot of backlash, especially with June being Pride Month in America when we gather to celebrate LGBTQ people. Now a well-known ally of the gay community is weighing in. Chris Evans tweeted, "Wow, cool initiative, fellas. Just a thought, instead of straight pride parade, how about this? Desperately trying to bury our own gay thoughts by being homophobic because no one taught us how to access our emotions as children parade." What do you think? Two on the nose? That's a little bit long for a float.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. An oppressed majority, that just kind of makes you a loser. The whole thing about oppression and being in a minority group is that you don't have the power, and you're saying you're the majority, you have the power, so that makes you a loser. And then the fact that you have this, what's the name of it? The
Super Happy Fun?
The Super Happy Fun America.
Super happy.
Yeah, I'm going to go with this is a cornball parade for cornball people. Have fun with your cornball parade.
I think this is some kind of publicity stunt. I don't know what they're trying to prove here, but especially now with tagging Brad Pitt as the face of it, they're going to get sued. So I think this whole thing's a publicity stunt, but I'm not sure what the reason is.
I think we got one more thing that they're going to come out with we're going to end up talking about, one more outrageous thing. I think, like you said, I think it was some publicity stunt, guys sitting around thinking that it was going to be some sort of joke, and then it's now blown up. But it's pretty disrespectful, and I'm a straight male. I'm as straight as they come, and I'm very comfortable with myself, and I find it disrespectful because for the longest time, my sister, before she came out, us living in Virginia, she didn't have anyone around that looked like her. You know, her being a stud, dressing more like a tomboy, being like a boy. So she ended up going to like Miami Pride, Phoenix Pride, all the prides all over America, it felt like, because she wanted to be around people who looked like her and thought like her. So it's pretty disrespectful that the cornballs are sitting here and they're disrespecting my sister, her friends, and those who identify themselves as LGBT.
And it's a really great point, because people have to understand that for a lot of people, Pride Week and Pride Parade is where they find community. You're talking about young kids who often are ostracized from communities. They're often taken or thrown out of their homes, and this is their first chance to be in a place where people are like them and they can feel like they're at home, and that's a very safe place for them to be in. So the idea of mocking this as if it's something that everyone should be doing, no, there's a time and a place. It's just, it's too much.
Absolutely. All right, guys, now to the latest in the R. Kelly scandal. The singer was back in court today. Let's get up to Raquel Villanueva with news at the moment.
Well, Jeff, R. Kelly pleaded not guilty to 11 new counts of sexual abuse. He appeared before a Chicago judge earlier today. Among those new charges are 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual assault. Court documents say the charges pertain to a victim identified as JP, who was under age 18 at the time. CBS News reports the woman appeared on the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries. Each count carries a maximum of 30 years in prison. R. Kelly will be back in court at the end of the month.
All right. Thank you, Raquel. We'll see what happens. We always say that, but we'll see what happens. Doesn't look good for R. Kelly, that's for sure. All right, guys, moving on. Actress Ellen Pompeo is shedding light on what she calls a toxic work environment on the set of Grey's Anatomy. She played Meredith Grey on the show since 2005. The series is the longest-running medical drama in history, and Ellen describes major cultural issues in the first 10 years of the show. It's all in an interview for Variety with fellow actress Taraji P. Henson. Let's watch.
Fantastic to the public in a disaster behind the scenes. Very bad behavior, really toxic work environment. I had my daughter season 6, and I think that's when things really started to change for me because I had someone other than myself to think about. So I thought, oh my goodness, at 40 years old, where am I ever gonna get this kind of money?
Right.
And I need to take care of my kid, so I'm gonna stay.
For me, that's nice that she's telling that story and sharing. But for me, I don't like that she did make her money. She did get her fame from that show, and now she's kind of bad-mouthing that show. You know what I mean? It's hard to be a bus driver every day. It's hard to dig holes every day. Everyone goes to a job, whether, I love it here, but there are bumps in the road no matter what you do. So, but you can't look back like, I can't quit. I have 2 kids. I can't go back to the end of the line. Neither could she. But I'm never going to bad-mouth where I came from.
I don't think she's bad-mouthing the actual show. I think she's bad-mouthing the environment,
the toxic
people
work
that
environment
she was working with. This is why I feel as though everyone should play some sort of team sport growing up, because when you get older, you're in a team environment. Right here, this is Access, so there's not as many people as their desks as there are during the day when we're shooting the shows.
2 behind the curtains.
But at the same time, we're here all day. You're here with me more than you're with your family at times. So if you're coming into an environment, it's one thing if you're doing you're a bus driver or something like that, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you're thinking, oh man, I have to do this just to do it. But then you're going into a working environment where people can make your day a great day if you're having fun with the people you work with. And I think she's just talking about the people, her castmates, maybe even some of the producers or whatever, because Hollywood does get diva, created some sort of toxic environment.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you said the team sports. I think people who have siblings understand that, I love you, but I don't necessarily like you type thing. Because you need to be, you need to understand how to work with other people. You have to remember that this was a show that had a very public scandal with the Isaiah Washington saying a very discriminatory thing against gay people. There was a lot of things going on. So the fact that she's saying it is more pulling back the curtain to be like, everything wasn't unicorns and fairies. This is what we're hearing about. It's like a 30 for 30 or like a behind the scenes, behind the music or whatever it is. We're just getting the inside scoop, and I appreciate that.
All right. Good points.
Oh, I thought you were going to.
I'll bump it up. All right, guys. Hugh Grant says he's over romantic comedies or rom-com, if you want to pull back the curtain. This comes as a shock to many people because he's known for so many, like Mickey Blue Eyes, Notting Hill, everyone remembers that with Julia Roberts, and Love Actually, which I actually love. All classics, but why won't he do another rom-com? Let's watch.
I got too old and ugly and fat to do them anymore. So now I've done other things, and I feel I've got marginally less self-hatred than I had before. Most of those romantic comedies I can look squarely in the face. 1 or 2 are shockers, but on the whole, I can look them in the face, and people like them. And I'm a big believer in that our job is to entertain.
Really, Hugh Grant? Too old, ugly, and fat, sitting there looking like Zaddy? Okay.
He did.
Like Fish?
When we were talking about this story, like he's too old and fat, I'm like, man, what happened to him? I'm looking at him, and nothing happened. He just doesn't want to do them anymore.
Well, he fished. He got the compliments.
Yeah, well, he was good. I really do. I actually like his movies that he does. I think he's great in rom-coms. I think you should keep doing them.
Greatest rom-com actor of all time, Will Smith. Hitch was the greatest rom-com of all time. So
really?
Yeah, I loved Hitch.
But he's an action star.
No, he's not an action star. Hitch is the greatest rom-com of all time.
You think Will Smith is described as a rom-com actor?
No, he's just that great at it.
Okay, well, no offense. No offense to Will Smith. I love Will Smith. But the reason why Brandon thinks that Hitch is the greatest rom-com of all time is because he would like that outcome in his life. That's why he thinks that.
Everybody wants that outcome in life. That's why you get married.
Specifically, you want that outcome of Eva Mendes.
Sarah Milas. Sarah Milas is her character name.
In your life.
True.
All right.
Hey, she's
manifested, buddy. It could happen.
Humdella, hum.
Well, not really, because she's with, what's the Notebook
Ryan
guy?
Gosling.
It doesn't have to be her. It has to just be a Sarah Milas. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to
A
be.
Sarah Milas.
Wow.
I put a box. It was a box, Eric.
No, that wasn't
That
a
was
box.
Freudian. That's what that was.
wasn't
All
a
right.
box.
Taylor Swift is getting called out on Twitter, but why? Stephanie Jones has the details coming in hot.
So hopefully Taylor can shake this typo off, because fans have been pointing out the issue on some of her merchandise. Take a look. You can see the apostrophe is in the wrong place in the word your. And this, oh yeah, it is all over the internet, people, but Taylor's newest song, Me, is only making things worse. Take a listen. Merchandise.
Grammar.
I can't stand grammar police.
When I put they are instead of there or whatever, blocked.
Well, how do you spell y'all? How do y'all spell y'all?
Y LL.
So Y apostrophe ALL.
Yeah.
Oh.
But some people
Blocked,
say
blocked.
I didn't say anything.
Some
I
people
block
say-
people for spelling wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
some people say it's YA apostrophe.
That's what I thought it was. But I never say y'all because my wife is from the South and I would never like step on her toes. That's her thing. You know what I mean?
All right.
It's her thing. I say a boot all the time.
A boot. Oh, there you
Yeah.
Is that Chicago?
No.
boot?
You lived in
Canadian boot?
Canada? You're out in a boat?
Oh, like
Gonna go for it? Hey, Alberta. How y'all doing?
Looney Tooney. They have loonies and toonies. They're like coin dollars up there. So that's kind of what it sounded like.
That sounded a little loony toony. I don't know what it sounded like. All right. BBL is live. We'll bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. You can own a piece of The Sopranos, but it'll cost you. We'll show you a look coming up. But first, did you know Mariah Carey has over 1,000 pairs of shoes? But how much is her closet worth? And if you could, what would you take home with you? Ooh.
Ralph Fiennes, welcome to Daily Blast Live. So happy to have you on. I watched your film, The White Crow, last night. Outstanding. Well done. You recently set the internet on fire when you revealed how Voldemort's wand works. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and even though the last movie came out 8 years ago, people are still fascinated with your character. And did I hear you originally turn down the role? Why?
I didn't say no. I just was on the fence about it for some time. I think I was trying to sort of say I don't think it's for me until my sister Martha, who has 3 children, and said to me, "What are you thinking? They're asking you to play Voldemort? You're mad. You must play this part."
Thank goodness nobody could play Voldemort but you. Let's move on to your film, The White Crow. It is a beautiful movie about a complicated life. I read that you've spent the past 20 years trying to make this movie. Now that it's here, what are you hoping audiences take away as they leave that theater?
Well, I suppose I'm hoping they're moved by the very things that moved me about it, which was the story of a young boy from a very poor background in Central Soviet Russia who discovers inside themselves this fiery hunger, need to dance, and nothing can push them off that track. And I suppose that moves me, and his need to absorb all art forms and to push himself into ballet and to push the form of ballet. Indeed, he felt competitive with the ballerinas. He felt that the women in ballet got all the best showy numbers, and I think he wanted to pull some back for the fella.
Before The White Crow, you swore, Rafe, that you would never star in a film you are directing again. So what changed your mind about this film?
To be honest, the finance was very, very difficult. And I was having a wonderful time inviting all these brilliant Russian actors to be part of it. who are some of them well known in Russia, but of course distributors and financiers.
Welcome back to DBL. New York Jets running back Le'Veon Bell, that sounds weird to say, huh? Says 2 girlfriends took off with more than $500,000 in jewelry late last month, including this Black Panther pendant. While we don't endorse stealing of any kind on the show, who says we can't have a little fun with this? With the return of...
So polite.
First up is Mariah Carey. Again, this is all in fun, guys.
Yeah.
Mimi is reportedly worth $520 million, and apparently all this diva wants for Christmas is shoes. This shoe fanatic has over 1,000 pairs, and her closet is worth more than $1 million. But if heels leave your feet barking, you can rest your dogs here. This singer reportedly spends tens of thousands of dollars every month just to pamper her pets. But what are you willing to be on Mimi's bad side?
3.
Oh, all at once?
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I'm robbing her. All that money on pets? Come on now.
Dude, what am I going to do with her shoes?
I can't. Mariah, can I borrow something?
You got to get her. You got to go get her.
You know
I can't.
I'll go get them. I'll rob them and
I
sell
love
them
her
back to
too
you.
much. I love her too much. Okay. Next up is comedian Jerry Seinfeld is worth $950 million and has a collection of pricey toys, including a car collection with a $700,000 Porsche.
Wow.
Jeff, listen up because this next one will certainly interest you. Would you jack little Jerry for all of the Seinfeld memorabilia from his self-titled sitcom?
Wow, you know I'm going in with some Seinfeld. I'm robbing him.
No.
Nobody else?
No, not Jerry Seinfeld.
All right, just me. I got away with all the loot.
Seinfeld DVDs. All right, let's move on. Next up is my guy, Michael Jordan. Oh, you guys, Chicago in the house. In the 90s, he was the face of Nike and Coca-Cola, that is, making him worth $1.9 billion. Now he owns the majority in the Charlotte Hornets, who is not that good of a team. So imagine the perks of owning an NBA team, you guys. And you can fly like Mike, and this $40 million private jet with custom elephant print. Ooh. Would you rob
Actually,
Michael Jordan?
I don't have to, because he owes me a tracksuit. That's right, Georgie Kohler. Give me a call. Robbery.
Wow. I got too much respect for MJ.
That's
He gave me a lot of
Chicago.
memories, but it sounds like he owes
You
Erica
owe me a
something.
tracksuit.
All right. We'll call. I'll call. I think I still got his number. All right. Again, this game has all been in fun, guys, but thanks for playing this edition of... REP standing right there with not a good look on his face. Coming up on DBL, a look inside the lap of luxury. Some celebrity homes are on the market, and you won't believe how much these homes cost. That's coming up next.
Welcome back to DBL. Now, you just saw a clip from the groundbreaking film Fast Color, starring Gugu Mbatha Raw and Sanaya Sidney. It's about 3 generations of women who reunite as a family to channel their superhuman powers. Now, Gugu and Sanaya share what it's like being 2 female leads in a sci-fi action movie in today's Chatting with the Stars. Gugu and Sanaya, thank you so much for joining us at DBL. And you two met during auditions for Fast Color and instantly bonded because of your unique names. Now, what was that conversation like, and what do your names mean?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think I met Sanaya at the audition, you're right, and I said, oh, Sanaya, I've never heard that name before. What does it mean? And Sanaya said, radiant and brilliant.
Ooh.
Radiant and brilliant. I was like, wow. And my name is Gugaletu, my full name, and it means our pride. And I was like, I think we're going to get along because we both got these epic names.
Well, it looks like you wouldn't have bonded with me because I'm just Brandon. You know, I don't know what the significance is behind that.
I don't know.
I try and roll the R sometimes, Brandon. Now, so Black Panther was one of the first major films to feature black women as superheroes. Were your characters written as black females?
No. I mean, when I read the script, it was just Ruth, Bo, and Lila. There was no sort of ethnic specificity about the characters.
Now, Gugu, what was it like playing a superhero struggling with sobriety?
This is definitely an unconventional superhero story, and for me, you know, as you said, Ruth has her addictions, and you know, she's in recovery, and for me, that really grounded the story in a recognizable reality. It gave it something really in the real world to struggle against. You know, this isn't like a superhero movie with capes and weapons and you know, crazy special effects. You know, this is about real people.
Your character Ruth has her own playlist of theme music.
Welcome back to DBL. Celebrities are just like us, right? Well, maybe not if you consider what they call home, but now it can be yours if you got the dough. Check out some of these celebrity mega massive monster mansions for sale right now. Props to me for hitting all those M's right there. Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt had an epic love story that sadly ended in heartbreak. Thank you, Angelina Jolie. But now their misfortune could be a good investment. The Beverly Hills home that was once shared by the couple is now for sale. It's going for a cool $49 million. The couple bought the 12,000 square foot home in 2001. It has 5 bedrooms and 12 bathrooms. Wow. Room for the whole family in there, huh?
It's 12,000 square feet for $49 million. To the square foot,
but it,
like cost per square foot on that.
Do you think it costs, like they bumped it up just because Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston live there? Do you think that has anything to do with the price?
That's probably the going price for per square footage for in Beverly Hills.
That's insane. That's insane.
That's a nice looking house.
That's beautiful. What is it?
$4,000 a square foot.
$4,000 a square foot.
That seems like a deal to me.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Guys, have you ever wanted to live in a house featured on your favorite TV show like The Sopranos? I know I would. Well, now you can live like Tony Soprano. His house in New Jersey is for sale. It's a bargain. 5,000 square foot property, including this pool you see in the show, could be yours for only $3.4 million.
The taxes in Jersey are a little bit too much. I can't do it.
What's square footage on that?
I can't do it. We got people here today.
5,000 square feet, $3.4 million.
Listen, it's way out of my league anyways. I live in an apartment, but having Tony Soprano's house is pretty cool.
$680. Okay, see, that's more reasonable.
That's a little better.
I'm telling you about the
Erica's doing the real estate on this.
I want to know.
All right, Michael Douglas is well known for his excellent acting chops, but turns out he also has an eye for real estate. He even narrated a video tour of his Spanish estate in Mallorca. Check it out.
The old buildings that were built by the Archduke, the estate now has 7 separate buildings containing 5 apartments with 10 separate bedrooms. Up to 20 people can stay here in great style and comfort.
I'm a little creeped out.
5 apartments. How many square feet was it? But 5 apartments, I mean, you could VRBO that jam.
All right, well, it only cost you $32.5 million.
It's a steep VRBO. But that just elevates your celebrity clients for your VRBO.
And when you're staying there, this just plays on the loop.
Yeah, I like the fact that he narrated his own thing.
I find it kind of weird.
No, you gotta. That has to be an experience. You're trying to sell something like that.
You should take your real estate exam. You're good. You're good. You make me want to come up with the cash right now. I could put something on it.
I'm just saying. I ain't got it, but I could put something on it.
There you go. We'll be right back, guys.
Welcome back to DBL. If you're a fan of butter and cinnamon, like every human being, you're going to love today's edition of Copycat Kitchen. Check this one out. Yeehaw! Today on Copycat Kitchen, as you can see, I'm cat ready. We are going to show you how to recreate the very famous cinnamon honey butter from Texas Roadhouse. Yeehaw! All right, guys, this butter is the perfect combo of sweet, salty, and there's a little bit of a kick to it. And you got to do that weird motion. So we're going to show you how to get started. Let's do it. All right, the first thing you need is, of course, the butter. So you want to take half a cup of butter, which is, of course, 1 stick. Okay. Then you're going to take 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. And, pretend it's like dust and pixie dust. Think of happy thoughts. Then we move on to 1/4 cup of honey. Then I want you to take a teaspoon of cinnamon, and then of course you want to just take a pinch of salt. And then you want to mush it. Okay. Now sometimes you can trade tools. Just use the tools to help the other tools. The butter is less graceful than you think, but you know what? Creativity isn't always graceful. And after a few minutes of whisking, some elbow grease, and help from your producers, you end up with this. All right, guys, I'm here with the lovely Steph, and she's gonna let me know which she thinks is the original recipe and which one is the copycat. All right, so go ahead and butter.
I'm going to butter the bread.
So this is type A. Let's see what you think.
Okay.
She doesn't eat a lot of carbs. Okay. Now this is 4B.
Oh, that's really nice.
From Texas Roadhouse, which one is the real one and which is the copycat?
I think that's the one that's been made here.
So this is the copycat. So she says B is the copycat. All right, that's your guess. We'll find out. Which
This one's the real.
Okay.
This is the fake.
Okay.
They weren't super happy with the butter in this one because it's what an amateur would do. They panic and put more whipped butter in there.
A is the real one.
Is the real one?
B is the imposter.
And the answer is, all of you got it wrong. B is the real one. A is the copycat. We fooled you. You
made this?
I sure did.
Oh.
Well, that went well. You can get the full recipe on
Welcome back to DBL. All this talk of fancy houses has us thinking about our dream homes and what we put in them. Do you guys have any specifics since we're dreaming?
A theater room that plays whatever I'm watching in a hologram, 3D hologram. Taking that to the next level. Let's go.
Wow, all
Think
right.
of the NBA playoffs. Ooh, a Bears game. Ooh.
In your living room?
Right there.
I'm gonna have a roller rink.
Oh, ooh, that's one.
Wow.
Roll bounce. Yeah. What about you, Big Jeff?
I would have an aquarium, but I mean, I'm talking like one you pay admission for, and then in the middle of it have like a swim-up bar with like a blackjack table and stuff.
That's kind of basic, though. Everyone has an aquarium.
With sharks in there that you could swim in?
You gonna go swim with sharks?
Yeah, buddy, and gamble. I'm gonna gamble twice.
Yeah, you definitely gamble.
Does the house always win?
Yeah. Okay. I trained the sharks to like me. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. That was a bad 45 seconds. All right, we'll be back same time, same place tomorrow, everybody. We'll see you. Happy Friday, Junior. How's for Ira over there?